Transformation is a process of reinvention. It's really different from the process of change. I see that a lot of managers and professionals talk about change and transformation in the same way. And transformation is a process of discovery, of not knowing where the company or where this process is going. It's a process of be open to society, be open to customer, be open to our people, our employees, and willing to reinvent into something new. In a process of transformation, is more like an iterative process, or as we could say, it's like a cycle instead of a linear process. Why? Because in transformation, we keep trying, we try and we become something different. And how do we know, or when do we know that we have finished the process? We don't have that clear until the same moment that we are what we wanted to be. Change and transformation. Change is more of a linear process. You know what you want to change, you know where do you want to go. I want to change my approach to the customer, I want to change the process to be more, to be faster than before. In a transformational process, you don't have that clear. You know you need a transformation and reinvention, but you don't know where would that take you. Change comes from the past. Change process comes with our old way of thinking. How do we think it's going to be better? Maybe one person decided, maybe the team decided, maybe they hire a consultant. But still, the process transformation is more a process of the future, learning from the future, of something that doesn't exist yet. In a change process, you know where you're going. So once you're there, you start asking, oh, okay, how do we know we are here? And you have KPIs, and you say, oh, this was implementation, this was the result, this was the first thing we wanted to be, and this is what we are. And then you see the breach or the gap, and you have information process. You don't know where, you don't know when you are going. So the process of learning and the process of measuring that is completely different. We have so many methods, frameworks, theories about change that is still improving. But we know so little about transformation process, about this not having the control, about uncertainty, unpredictability. That's all about transformation. The transformation takes more because it puts the organization in a place that you didn't even have an idea, that you couldn't even imagine. And that makes a company more competitive. If they really are flexible and open to this transformational process, they could reach places, new markets, new ways, in ways that they didn't even think about it. The first one, commitment. The second, decision making. The third, order. And the fourth, uncertainty. This is a really good framework to start applying and start using transformational process in your organization or in your functional area. In a transformational process, we need the highest level of commitment. We need a transformational leader, person that is willing to change his own way of seeing things and challenge them in order to get a new result. Motivate employees to do the same thing, to sacrifice their own willing, their own desires in order to grow in the process with the community, in the organization. This time of commitment, when the employees stop thinking about themselves and what did I want, and they start thinking about organization and what the process wants. In a transformational process, we are taking decisions. Not only us, anybody is taking decisions at the same time. We need to change our mindset from the traditional way of taking decisions. We know how to take a decision. We say yes to this. But in a transformational process, we need to be aware of what are we saying no. Because there's going to be a sacrifice. There's going to be a requirement. There's going to be a criteria that we will have to say no. Making a decision, knowing what are we paying, what is the sacrifice our decision is taking. In a transformational process, it's going to be chaos. The hierarchy that we are used to is going to change. Decisions can come from anywhere in the hierarchy we have, and we need to allow that. We need to have flexible process and adapt our structures to let that innovation, to let that ideas come. That's how transformation can be a chaos. We need to let people that are not usually leaders or are not usually in the manager level being able to improve that, give a space. Because in a transformational process, what is important is how does an employee could give value to the process. No matter what the structure is going to change, new positions could be created, new levels, new leaders. One of the most required competencies is going to be uncertainty, how to handle uncertainty, the not knowing. In a transformational process, we are all going to have this because we are not sure where are we or if we are there. We could only know once we arrive and we feel that this is the right place, but there is no plan, like in a traditional change process. So we need to be able to dealing with uncertainty. We need to be able of feeling comfortable with that, to just keep being flexible and to dealing and holding these stress situations for us, the leaders, for the employees, and maybe even create value with that in that uncertainty. How does uncertainty can create value? Uncertainty can create innovation or creativity in our company. There's so much to explore about uncertainty that we haven't done. In a couple of years, transformational processes are going to be more present because uncertainty in our world is going to keep growing. And transformational process is the only way that we were going to transform into something that is thinking about the future and not from the past like we've been having. We've been changing based in our old structures. And we need to start thinking about what the future holds and how could we adapt to something that we don't know it exists yet. And all these contexts that we don't know how it's going to be. So uncertainty plays a really important paper there. Transformational process is just the beginning. We are just starting to discover it, and our first step is just to know the difference between traditional change and transformation. If you like the video, follow the YouTube channel, follow my LinkedIn account. I'm going to keep talking about organizational subjects like transformation, like change, like innovation, like uncertainty, and all these new competencies we are seeing in this context. Hope seeing you soon.